Hey folks, Alan Saunders, Steelers Now with another Steelers practice report, and don't adjust your monitors. Joined by Zachary Smith, was with me today all day at practice at St. Vincent College. Smitty, what's up?
This is my first time back at Steelers training camp since 2018, and that was obviously as a fan. So I was hoping to see Russell Wilson, didn't see Russell Wilson, but somebody with the last name Wilson, to me, kind of stole the show.
Yeah?
Roman Wilson.
He was pretty good.
Thought he had a great day today after, pretty quiet day one, better day two, even better day three. So this is what you want to see, that linear progression in a rookie.
Are you concerned about Russell Wilson not practicing yet? It's now coming to day three. Mike Tomlin did say that today he did some individual stuff, took a little bit of a step forward. I saw him wearing cleats. As opposed to just tennis shoes the last couple days. So like a tiny step forward, but concerned at all about this?
Not yet. I'll say, so they throw the pads on next Tuesday. That is probably the point where I would start to have some concern, is if we don't see him doing everything basically on Tuesday when they throw the pads on.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really, they were going to give Russell Wilson days off. They were going to give Justin Fields days. I don't really think they're getting behind or anything. I'm not really concerned about it at this point either. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? What did you see today? I know everybody always wants to know what I saw, but this was your day here, so what did you see?
Yeah, well, other than I mentioned Roman Wilson, Isaac Samuel did have a vet day, so Mason McCormick. Who would have predicted that we would see Mason McCormick with the ones before we saw Troy Fautanu and Zach Frazier out of the rookie class? So Mason McCormick getting some pretty good runs with Samuel having the day off. I don't know that I saw, we talked about linemen and non-padded practices, so nothing out of the ordinary there. Jalen Warren broke off a nice run. Jonathan Ward, who was it that he took somebody's ankles today?
He took the entire right side of the defense, but I think it was Kalen Barnes first, and then he got... Okay. Nate Metters and David Perales as well, I believe.
In my opinion, the best run here in the early portion. I thought Kyron Johnson, who's competing for an edge spot as well, had a pretty nice day, maybe starting to plant a flag for trying to win a job on this team as well. Those were to me kind of the standout guys and standout plays.
My perception through the first 3 days has been that the defense is still pretty significantly ahead of the offense. You saw that as well.
If you follow the 7 shots that is what everybody looks forward to.
7 shots was dominant today.
Yeah, which is what, as a fan, bringing that fan perspective into this, that is what everybody looks forward to in terms of following the reporters on Twitter. And once again, if you are a fan not here, you can still see 7 shots. Definitely still dominated by the defense.
What did you think of the rest of the practice, too? I thought the defense is still doing pretty well. I thought Fields a couple times maybe got into a little bit more of a rhythm than we've seen. I thought Kyle Allen had a nice day, but I still think the defense is showing what it's all about.
Yeah, Dante Jackson, I thought, had another good day, especially in 7 shots, had a couple PBUs. But yeah, defense certainly still ahead in terms of things there. Speaking of the quarterbacks, though, Kyle Allen, I thought, had a pretty decent day in terms of at least my expectation for what he would look like in this setting. Just a steady guy. Obviously, doesn't necessarily have the mobility, although in a broken play, which obviously wouldn't have gotten to that point, he tried to show off his wheels a little bit. But yeah, very clearly to me, already knew this coming here, but this really, seeing it live, showed me how far ahead this defense is from where the offense is at.
So there's been a lot of conversation about George Pickens in this training camp and his actions and his behavior more than his play, which has been fine, normal George. Honestly, I'm not sure the actions haven't been normal George either, but it's been a talking point. We talked yesterday about Zach Azzanni and how he's different. He's going to coach him different. You talked to George Pickens after practice today. Yeah. What do you make of all this?
George is being George. I will say very tame in the media scrum, and he got asked about Azzanni 2 different times, and those 2 answers totaled 30 seconds in total answering them. But yeah, I really didn't think that anything was out of the ordinary there. George is, like I said, George is George. So got to speak to him a little bit. Actually, the coolest moment for me of today, outside of practice, the Steelers gave a kid season tickets through Make-A-Wish, and George Pickens is his favorite player. So George Pickens came over to him and presented him with the tickets, took a picture with him, signed a football. So, there's George being George in that respect as well, and it was a really cool moment. But yeah, hearing George talk about his relationship with Azzanni, which we're going to continue to see play out here and throughout the season, this is probably the setting where you'll see it the most, so much so hands-on. I'm excited to continue to watch that. But yeah, again, George is George.
Last thing today was the Steelers Hall of Honor inductees, Jason Gilden, Casey Hampton, Willie Parker, and Dick LeBeau going in. You get to talk to Jason Gilden a little bit. I talked to Art Rooney. What are your thoughts about this class?
So, Jason Gilden, and I did not know this, first sack in his NFL career came against Dan Marino. What a name to just check that box right away. But no, he even said, like, when he got the call, he was like speechless, like he didn't even know what to say back. And he still kind of felt that way today talking about it, where like he just said it, he kept using the word heavy, like it's heavy on his heart and mind. He knows how much it means, especially being a linebacker in this city that carries it more weight in itself. So yeah, I think that he just really understands how prestigious this is, and he's very thankful for going in.
Mike Tomlin talked after practice today about how rare it is for a city and a team, excuse me, to have the kind of connectiveness they've had at that position over the years, where like, so when Jason Gilden got on the team, he played special teams because Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green were there. And then Joey Porter plays with Jason Gilden. And then, Lamar Woodley plays with Joey Porter. And James Harrison plays with Joey Porter. And then TJ Watt plays with James Harrison.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going and going. And he said the willingness of those guys, and he mentioned that Woodley had been here last year, now Gilden back here, to just connect with the next generation. He says the thing that keeps that going. He's like, it makes it. He's like, last year we had Lamar Woodley. He was spent a whole day with Alex Highsmith because they both wore 56, and they started with that connection. Then they really got to know each other and got to pick in each other's brain. And he said that's something that's really, really special to Pittsburgh and to that position in Pittsburgh that you just don't see around the NFL.
He got asked about TJ actually today too, and he said that he feels like TJ's the perfect encapsulation of just the tradition in general. Like every linebacker that's come through these doors here, been on this same field that we were just on and watched practice today, he embodies everything, and he's just the perfect encapsulation of the history of that position.
Yeah, pretty cool, pretty special day. Mike Tomlin actually got on the microphone to welcome the fans in. That's the NFL's back together weekend. The biggest crowd I think we've seen here in this training camp. You posted a video on X of just a huge line of cars coming to get into practice today. So
3 hours before practice.
3 hours before practice starts is a huge line. Tomlin, the players, super appreciative of the energy. It's been really fun watching the guys that are not used to this, that played for other teams. Guys like Patrick Queen and Deshaun Elliott, and they kind of like they don't even. This is so rare that what the Steelers have here, and it's special. And I think this is probably a part of that continuity too, just in terms of like this is a thing that you experience that all the guys that came before you have done, and I think it's a pretty special place, special week, really cool day here today. Smitty, anything else?
I don't think so. I'll be back again tomorrow, so I'll be able to give you my full weekend review of Steelers training.
And also he'll be able to give you the weekend review of whether we go to Sharky's or Dino's tonight. Let you know what the Latrobe bar, restaurant, food scene is like. We'll get that covered for you as well. We'll be back with more for after practice on Sunday, and then the Steelers afternoon drive returns on Monday, off day. So,
off day.
Maybe we'll have something else to talk about. Who knows? We'll see. I'm Alan Saunders. That's Zachary Smith. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.